All right, so we move on into the second to the last topic we may be treating in Dart, and this is called Dart Null Safety. Now, that Null Safety is just a feature in Dart that helps you prevent errors caused by using a variable that contains no value or null. Okay, which simply just makes developers define whether a variable can be null or not. And in simple terms, this is what I mean. So what you want to do to continue off is to simply create a new file called nullsafety.dart. And after creating this file, well, we just want to understand what that simply means. Well, usually if you were to declare a variable in Dart, for example a string, you have to start with a string type, and then you can explicitly say you want a name. Okay, that's the variable name, and then you can set a name to it, so John. All right, so this is just simply what we would usually do, right? And if you probably didn't know this, you can also say var name, and then you can set it to John. You know, both ways work, right? So either one you prefer, but I stick with the first one. So this is something normal that we all know, right? So we are creating a variable name and then setting it to John, and then let's try to print this time around. So I'm just going to print name, and if you want to run it, you come to your terminal. You can open the terminal at the top there by clicking on new terminal, and I'm going to be running this file called Dart, and the file name is called Null Safety. So that Null Safety .dart. I'm gonna press enter like so. So usually this is going to return John for us, right? Nothing special, nothing, everything is cool, right? Now what if in a situation where I actually don't want to store anyone's name? Okay, so I don't want to store anything, right? Well, instead of me just writing nothing, well, there is nothing like nothing in Dart right? So instead you could use the word null. But unfortunately, you can actually see null still gives us a squeaky red line, which means, well, I can't even store null. Now this is very normal. You can store something which is just set to null, okay, which means that, well, this name can be nothing for now, right? But it's giving us a squeaky red line. Let's try to print it and see the result that we have. Now you can see that the result you simply have here, it tells us that well, we have an error. A value of type null can't be assigned to a variable of type string. That is, we can assign null to this variable called name, right? So but I still want to just store null, because null just means nothing. But instead of you writing nothing, in most programming languages, or in that here, okay, you write null. It means I don't want to store any name right now, right? So in that case, what we can usually do is to put a question mark in front of the string this way. Now by putting a question mark, you are simply telling that what you want to do now is you can store a name, and you can also store a null. Okay, you can see that the squeaky red line is no longer there, right? So it's just very simple stuff. You are simply telling that this name can be null, okay, or it can contain a real name. Okay, now if you don't have this question mark, you see that this null is now having a squeaky red line, right? Which means that if you are declaring a variable, you must give it a name like what we have here, right? But the problem is you can't give it null. So if you know you want to use this variable later and you just want to create it, well, since it doesn't have a name, you can put like a question mark in front of that string, which simply tells that well, for now this should be null, okay? Or maybe then you can store a name to it later, right? So if I get to print it now, if I come to my terminal, run this file again, and to get to see the result we have, you can see that now it allows us to store null, unlike earlier where we were having an error even though we had stored null. Okay, so if you look at the definition again, the null safety, because that was what we did just now, okay, helps prevent errors caused by using variables that contain no value. No value is null, right? By making developers explicitly define whether a variable can store null or not. So what we have just performed now is what we call null safety. Okay, and with a different null safety, the one which we have just tried is this first one, and this is called nullable type, and it just allows a variable to store either a value or none. It means it just allows a variable to either store a real name, or you can store null like this. Okay, in simple terms, it simply means that you can create a variable like this and you can store null, or in fact you can even store a name. Everything still works, right? And you can only store null only if this question mark, this nullable type, is in front of your variable type, right? That's the only way it works. Okay, and I've just given an example. Okay, so we have another one, but the main one that you would likely need to use most of the time would likely be this first one. Okay, now if you understand that, you can just skip off this video, and that's all. But if you just want to understand the different null we also have the one of this question mark. I kind of used it in some of our older videos, but this simply tells that trust me, this value is not null. And let's use an example. So say for example, this name, I want to check the length, and I say name.length. Okay, length would return the length of your name. So if I of course simply run this right now, this is going to tell me, oh, length cannot be accessed by a string, right? Because it is null. That's fine. So what I can do is to actually change this null, for example, to like let's change it to a name. So let's say John, for example, right? And obviously if you run this now, this will tell you the length of John right away, which likely going to be 4, right? So if we also check the terminal, you can see it says 4, right? But adding this sometimes, so an exclamation mark in front of the name, like so, like this, okay, it's just simply you telling that oh, this length of this name, I know that this length or whatever is storing is not known. It's just unnecessary here right now, but in case it feels, or you might be feeling that might probably think this will be enough, you can add this exclamation mark, just telling it that that this name is not actually empty, right? And we get to use it in a more real use case. Now this one is also my favorite one, this null coalescing operator. And what it does is that it returns the left value if it's not null, otherwise it returns the right value. Okay, so a good example here in this case would be let's change this John back to null, because now let's assume this is null, right? Now what I want to do, it's just like more like if else statement. Now if this name is null, we'll just print name, right? But if the name is going to be if the name is null, by the way, then I actually want to maybe just print guest instead. Okay, so if I get to run this time, okay, now since the name is actually set to null this time, okay, then set it to guest instead, right? So if we check our terminal now, you can see we have guest, right? But if I had a name here, so let's say this name was Joe. Okay, now this name is Joe now, right now, right? So if this name has a value, then print it. If it does not have a value, then assign guest to it and print it, right? So you can see we've assigned a value to it called Joe. And if I run it here right now, you see this time I have Joe instead, right? I have Joe because this variable, okay, which is name, okay, is already having a value here. But imagine this was null, like we tried initially. Okay, now it's not going to print null, but it's going to print guest. So we have the fourth one, which is the null aware assignment operator. Now what this does is that it assigns a value only if the variable is currently null. If the variable is null, then just set it to something, right? So you can see right now the variable is null, right? I'm just going to remove all of this here. So I'm just going to check if this name is null. So I don't know, but in case this name is null, then you can just set that to Mike like this. Okay, so only if this name is null, then you can set this to Mike, right? So obviously you can see that it is null. So once we run this now, you see now it sets the name to Mike, right? Only because this name is null. Now if I try setting this to J, okay, let's see if it will still print Mike this time around. And obviously it's not going to print Mike because the name variable is already set to J, as you can see, and that's why it's printing J. Okay, so you can see the use case of some of these null safety operators. And the last one simply here is simply called the null aware access operator. And what this does is that it calls a property or method only if the object is not null. Now this is rarely used, but of course you can just get to understand it. Like I said, the first one which you're going to use it a lot, and the second and the third and maybe the fourth as well too, right? So to a simple example here would be, so I'm just going to comment this out. So imagine this name was set to null, and remember this is just simply the question mark and a full stop here in this case. So let's say we want to check the length, and we put in a question mark, full stop, then length this way. And if we simply run this now, obviously we can all see that this name is set to null. But what this is going to do for us is that it's going to call a property only if the object is not null. Okay, and when we print it now, you can see that we simply get null here, right? It's really weird to understand some of these things right now, but this is just the basics of that null safety operator. And as we get to build our application in Flutter, we get to use some of this, and along the line you would understand more better on how they all work. Just make sure that you've understood a few of it and the basics.